We're back in my heated shop, but this time we're gonna be picking stuff up. We've all done it, right? Started a project that's way over our heads. Whoa. But I guess that's what us dreamers do. And that's exactly what I did when I decided to clean out and finish the inside of this building that has been sitting full of junk for the last 15 years. We discovered along the way this building was full of trash. But this shop is absolutely vital to the growth of our farm, so whether it makes sense or not right now, I'm getting it done. And the fact that my dad is helping me makes this project so much more special. But before we get finished with this, we need to move all of this over there so that way we can do that to this. Budget cuts around here, just been hitting pretty hard. We ran out of things to sweep onto, so now we're using pizza box lids. We'll make it through. The beautiful thing about the new bin side, when it's working correctly, we can fill semis really quickly. So in between little projects like we're working on right now, trucker called and said, hey, can you fill me quick? You can in and out in 5 minutes. Here's Levi. Oh yeah, it's Ronnie's here too. Oh, what happened to his grill? Okay, yeah, that's not good.
We'll roll his tarp quick so I can get loading them.
Okay. In our overhead bin, we have a sensor up at the top. Once the grain level falls below the sensor, it tells everything over here to turn on and then to start refilling this bin. Any second now, that sensor's gonna go off. And we're going inside the bin. This first bin's getting kind of empty now, so we turn the floor sweep on. We probably got a load or so left in here. Voila! That center sweep is not hooked up to the automatic shut-off thing, so we have to stand here and monitor it, because once the bin gets full, that will continue to run. This floor auger underneath will shut off, and everything else over here, all the conveyors and stuff, will shut off. But our floor auger is not quite there yet. It will be when everything's done, but until we get all our problems figured out, we're not going to get this one hooked up on one. This one will make that be ready when it turns on. Okay. Once this turns on, then we'll flip this one up. It just turned on. It's telling it, hey, we need grain. That one. Now this one in a second. There we go. I'd say that's probably 2 semis, 2 semi piles. We were all wrong. There's more than 2 semis in here. There's still that left. Nice thing about this sweep being a paddle sweep, your second pass around, it cleans up the floor really well, and then you don't have to broom a ton.
And we can watch it when we get on the very bottom, if we have to blend a little good with it, so we don't get all finey.
That's true. Yeah, we got one more. Nice, yeah. Note to self, we need to get a little more rock over there. Emptying this semi out up there should give us enough room to fit what's the last of the corn in this bin. Then there's like 100 semis in that other bin yet. This floor sweep has a chain and paddle system underneath instead of an auger. It's really gentle and it does not make a lot of dust, which is pretty nice. I also have a nice breeze coming in through that door. Dad and I didn't get this bin perfect, but we got it good enough for now. There's enough corn just kind of clustered up against the wall, maybe where it condensated a little bit when the weather was kind of doing its thing. So there's just enough kind of stuck there. If you bang on the wall, a bunch falls down. So we figure no point getting the sides super clean until that falls down. Once the weather starts to get warm and the bin gets hot on the edge and stuff, that'll fall right off of there. We're not worried about it. But no point getting the floor squeaky clean. I mean, most of it's good for now. We like to come in with the leaf blower when we're all done, then we get it really clean. But for now, this bin's empty.
Summer just brought the new merch line over. Take a check at this. You know how I like white?
Wow, look at that.
Take a look at the back.
Oh, that's cool. That's a planter planting the American flag.
It's pretty cool. Same thing. Tan.
Oh, I really like that one. That's probably my favorite.
This is the sweatshirt, the pullover.
These are the soft ones? Oh, yeah.
Guess what, guys?
Then we got the blue.
We have a new logo. New logo. And these also come in black. Now tell them the link in the description.
You just told them.
Oh, okay.
What's wrong with your hair?
My hair?
My hair.
No, not your hair.
Oh.
Okay, well, this is a serious conversation. I put a lot of work into this drop. Do not let me down and don't buy these.
She's a lippy little
I
thing.
did it. You know how many hours I put into this drop this time? A lot.
This is my daughter, Summer. She gets her attitude from her mother.
Back to the heated shop. We basically got that area nice and organized. Most of this stuff will be gone once we get everything done in here, like all this tin and well, we got the infrared heater back there in those tan boxes, but some of this other stuff, we're just gonna have the heart-to-heart of, it's not me, it's you. We need to get more runners on this wall, and right now we are kind of limited because of this stuff. So for us to go from here, we got one pole, two poles. The 2x4 will end right here. That will allow us to get another 16 feet of runners on. Oh boy. When the gravel roads dry up, this can go back over to my sister's house. That's my brother-in-law's motorcycle. The 400 needs to go to Steve's. Something's going on with it when you hover in neutral and you turn this on. That light gets so hot that it melts. And for some reason, reverse is not working the way it's supposed to. It sounds like it's running on one cylinder and it's like breathing really hard, and I don't know why it's doing that. So Steve needs to take a look at this. We use this four-wheeler. We put a globe, GPS globe up here, and then we take one of our Ag Leader and Command 1200 monitors, mount it right here. And so then this is our field boundarying machine. So basically right where we run our wheel is where the edge of our GPS is. It's kind of a pretty slick unit actually, but we're going to need to be doing that here probably within the next month once basically the weather kind of starts to shape up. Once the roads kind of shape up a little bit, we'll get that in the enclosed trailer. This is my Kawasaki Vulcan. I am missing a, where's it at? There's an exhaust stud over here. Yeah, right there. That's missing. And then my throttle's sticking for some reason. And I left my gas on it the other day and I came in, there's a big old puddle of gasoline on the floor. So I'm gonna bring that up to Steve as well. He works on them all the time. It may be a little more expensive to do that, but I don't really have the time right now. I did not get this old gal out at all last year either. I did not get this guy out last year either. This is my Honda 250L. This is the Supermoto one, so it's got the speedometer. We got the mirrors on it. It's got blinkers. It's a headlight. In other words, it's street legal. The Neva's 125. This one's not street legal, but they're fun. And I put 5 miles on that one last year. And I don't even know if I did that because I let other people ride it around the yard. So hopefully we can be doing a little bit more riding this year because these are fun. Now the problem I'm running into, where do I put all of these? I could put them over there, but the problem with that is we need to take that scaffolding and move it over into this area because we still need to put the ceiling tin up right there. So the scaffolding is gonna go on that end of it. So if we have a bunch of stuff there, that's not gonna work because then we're just gonna be moving it again. I think I might just wait. If push comes to shove, we can just take a tape measure and measure up to where those runners are going to be. We can add another set up high. Then we can get this whole wall tinned out to like here. So it'll look just like that. Then we'll be able to take all that stuff and we'll be able to move it down to this tinned end because we're not gonna be working down here anymore. So I think that's what we're gonna end up doing. Plus, by the way it sounds, this weekend we're gonna be working on the ceiling. Since we're gonna have 3 people, you need 3 people for the ceiling. And so we'll literally have enough to do an entire weekend's worth of work on the ceiling. And hopefully we'll be like right at the top of the garage door. One thing I can do right now though, we have these all screwed in, but right here we have this one out. Then none of these ones all the way down to the door have any screws on them at all other than what's on the very bottom and the very top. So I might as well get some string line up, mark where the screws are gonna go, see if I can get a row or two done. This is a pretty simple process. You just take your string. Why is this so difficult to do with one hand? Okay, so we got that on there. Okay, we want this thing to be tighter than a Paul Gibson guitar string. Ugh. Oh yeah. That's nice and in tune. My cousin quoted me something like $12,000 to do the labor to finish the inside of this shop. Then we'd have materials on top of that. So basically we'd have like $22,000 into this building just to finish the inside. So I just thought the $12,000 was a little bit steep. That's why we're doing it ourselves. And this is a big project. This is a big building. And it can be really daunting to look at the whole thing at once. And I tend to be the person to sit there and look at like, oh, I got all this stuff to do. But one thing that I like to do, instead of looking at, hey, I have all this stuff, I gotta get this entire building done. That's gonna take 100 steps. I just look at it as, well, what's the step that's right in front of me? Because that is the most achievable one. That's the lowest hanging fruit. So like right now, hanging up these screws, I just said, I'm gonna take an hour, I'm gonna hang up screws for an hour. So I was able to get half the building done, 2 rows in 1 hour. So that means in another hour, I'll be able to get the top 2 rows done. So now I have half the building screwed into the wall. The other half of the building's already done, but same thing. I just break things down into hour periods, and then all of a sudden it's way more manageable. It's like eating the elephant a bite at a time versus trying to stuff the whole thing in your mouth at once, because that's impossible, but a bite at a time, it'll eventually get done. All of our lights came in the other day for the shop. We have, I think there's 15 of them here. So we're gonna go 3, skip a truss, 3, skip a truss, 3, all the way down the building. These bad guys are bright. This is one of them out of the box right here, nice low profile. These are LEDs. I think we can just take that screw off right there, get to all the light, or the wiring on the inside, then we can just run our 1/2-inch conduit through that hole. We were gonna run our electricity wires through the top of the tin, so that way we didn't have to run any conduit, but we decided to change our minds a little bit. We're gonna have a bunch of splices up above the ceiling, and I guess that's not really code. We're gonna put an access hole on that end of the building to be able to get up there, or at least that's the plan. So, I mean, technically we'd be able to get to them and they'd be sitting, you know, in an accessible place, not like it's tucked behind a wall that you'd have to rip the wall open to get to. But we already have that much tin up and we don't have any wire ran through it already, so we're already gonna have to be climbing up on top of tin. So I think we're going conduit. These wires poking out right here are the exterior lights for the building. We did bring the power in from over on the box on the other side, and we're gonna have 3 light switches over here. I believe you can run the power into 3 light switches. I'm honestly not 1,000% sure how all that works. I know how to wire up basic single outlet, light switch, light bulb, that kind of thing. That's pretty easy. I could probably do 2 light switches. If you start getting into 3s, I don't know, it's probably not as complicated as I'm making it to think. I just need to watch a 90-second YouTube video and I'll be the best electrician this planet's ever seen. Don't forget, mandatory Cornstar Farms uniforms, the new ones down in the link below. Be sure to get those and get them on tomorrow before you show back up. Okay, they're not really mandatory, but they are brand new and they're super cool. They're so new, I don't even have one yet. Well, I do, but I haven't put it on yet. Thank you for your help today. We'll see you bright and early in the morning. Don't forget.